We are going to get started with a very brief warm-up, something just to get your joints and muscles ready for the resistance training work that is ahead. So I'll get our timer started here. We'll begin in about 10 seconds with a squat and rotation. So we're simply working through an air squat with a rotation and straight arms. Let's go in 2, 1. We squat it down, rotate. Make sure you're pivoting on that back foot so that you keep the knee and ankle in alignment. We squat it down and rotate. Keep the belly braced and use this opportunity to connect deeply with your breath. So inhale, exhale. Maybe you find that forceful exhale through pursed lips to generate some heat and to start cultivating that deep core integration. After this, we're coming to a walkout push-up. We'll shift to the back of the mat now, beginning with a slow forward bend. So we take the hands down to the mat, walk it out. You might bring your knees down, take your chest to the floor and press it up. Walk the hands back, slowly rise. We take it again. Walk the hands out, find that push-up. Maybe you keep your knees up and walk it all the way back. Slide it up. Let's take one more here. Come out, push up, and back. This time, we'll walk the hands out to a downward facing dog. So this is our starting point. And then as you inhale, take the knees down, soften the belly, send the gaze up, cow pose. Back through downward dog, lift the hips up and back. And as you inhale, once again, lower the knees, stretch the spine, send the gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips, stretch the backs of the legs, and come down. Last round here, inhale. And exhale, downward dog. From downward dog now, bend the knees, lift the heels, take your hips toward your heels, and then launch your body forward into plank. So find that spring-loaded action. Inhale, bend the knees, and exhale, find your plank. Find that strong power from the legs as you load the spring and then launch forward. Use the strength of your shoulders to kind of stop that body position where they're directly over the wrists and launch forward. From here, as you launch, take your right foot between your hands, rotate open with the right arm. Take that hand back down, step it back and switch sides. Left foot forward, we rotate open, back down and launch. Step forward, rotate, down and back. Left side forward, rotate that arm open, down and back. We'll do one more time here, rotating, step it back and down. This time we're coming to the center of your mat for a squat with a side bend. So be mindful as you come back up to standing. We'll squat it down and take one arm to the opposite side. Squat and down. So we're looking to elevate the heart rate just a touch, generate some heat so that when it comes time to lift the weights, your body is primed and ready to go. We've got 3, 2, 1. Now we're moving into the hip hinge movement pattern. So feet are parallel. We reach the arms forward, fold the body in half at the hip creases, draw the elbows to your sides. Reach it out and come back up. Hip hinge, hug the elbows in, lat pull, reach, and come back up. Find that weight moving forward into the ball mounds of the feet, but then drive through the heels to extend the hips. Last one here. And breathe. Step the feet wide once again. We're coming into a lateral lunge, side lunge with a chest fly. We reach it out and cross it forward. Out and forward. Find the rhythm here with your breath. We're building heat. We're improving circulation so that your body is ready to flow through with that heavier load. Here we go. Last 3, 2, and 1. Pause in the center. Turn your toes out, heels in. Find your deep goddess squat. Bend the knees nice and wide. Make sure you can see your big toes. And then we'll take the heels of the hands to the inside. Let your shoulders shrug for a moment, and then just take some shoulder dips. So stretching the upper back here, getting some rotation in the spine. Last big breath. And slowly start to come out. Heel toe your feet together. And then we'll let the big toes touch. Take your hands to the mat, come into ball pose. So bend the knees, bring your hips to your heels, curl into a little ball, and then release it, fold over your legs. So working the legs in the direction of straight. Inhale, come into that ball pose, round and curl, and then exhale, straighten the legs any amount, lower the heels. Keep the weight shifting into the ball mounds of your feet so that you don't have any pulling on the insertion point of the hamstring. Last one here. Stretch the feet, and slowly as you fold, roll up bone by bone by bone, all the way to standing. That is our very quick 5-minute warm-up, and now we are ready to jump into our weighted practice. So for this movement practice today, you might have a few different weight options, or you might be sticking with the same set of dumbbells all the way through. If you're having a single set of dumbbells, I'd stay in the medium range so that you can maintain your form for the upper body exercises, but it's still going to provide a little bit of challenge for the legs. You might choose to have a medium and heavy set because we do have some isolation work in the legs, so you can go heavier for some of that work. I'll talk you through those selections as we go through. So we're starting our first circuit here with the renegade row. So if you watch the movement tutorial, you have a few progressions in your wheelhouse to use to draw upon. You might be in a table row or a renegade row, or even in a bear plank row. So we're starting our first circuit. Each exercise today, we are completing 10 reps. So we are in that prime phase of the cycle where we have low hormone physiology. We're through the bleed phase, so we're kind of late menstrual, early follicular phase. We have a lot of things working for us to kind of set the foundation, to prime the body for this challenging work in the first half of the cycle. So come into position for your renegade row. I'll be demonstrating the full expression from plank. So in your plank position, you hug the hip bones toward the low ribs, stretch the heart forward. We have 10 reps, alternating sides. Take it back, that's 1. Elbow straight to the hip, that's 2. Keep your shoulders and hips square, 3. Feel the belly engage. This is lots of core work. 5, 6, slow and smooth. 7, you got it. Keep the legs active. 8, 9, and 10. Slowly come down to the knees. Our next movement pattern is the kneeling hip thrust. So we'll have minimum rest between exercises and then a full minute of rest between our circuits. So bring your weights up to that front rack position. Press down through the shins and tops of the feet, and then we hip hinge. We've got 10 reps here. Hip hinge, drive through that hip extension. 1, 2. We have a shorter range of motion here. 3. So this one will move quicker. 4, 5. Keep your chest elevated. 6. Hinge at the hips and drive. That's 7. That's 8. Here we go. 9. Last one. 10. Excellent, excellent work. You can set one weight off to the side. And now we have our front press with a curl. So again, your shins are parallel. They're pressing into the mat behind you. We bring that weight to chest height. Hug the elbows into the center. So keep the arms parallel the whole time. Shoulders down away from the ears. We take a big breath in. And we press it out. Drive it out. Curl to 90. Feel the biceps engage. Back and in. Press it away. Squeeze the ends of that dumbbell. Curl it in and back. That's 2. Press it out. Curl it up, down, and in. Try not to lean back. That's 3. Keep the belly braced. So your core is anchoring this movement as we take the weight out and away. So we're increasing the distance of the lever arm out away from the body. That's 6. Take it in. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. They may have a tendency to want to shrug up, especially as this weight gets heavy. That's 7. 3 more. Press it out. Curl it in, back to your chest. That's 8. Last 2. Brace the belly. Press through your shins to stabilize the movement. Last 1. You'll feel this in the chest and biceps. So this total body workout, we're targeting all the major muscle groups by using these compound movements. Coming into round 2 of 3, renegade rows. Get your body into position, collect your breath, and let's begin. Take it back, elbow to hip. That's 1. Keep the shoulders and hips stable. That's 3, 4. You got it. Stretch the spine forward. 6. There we go. That's 8. 2 more. Try not to shift the weight side to side and rest, but we stay in that stable plank position the entire time. Grab your weights, bring them to that shoulder rack position. Press down through the shins, and then we hip hinge. So hinge the hips back, drive it up. That's 1. Back and up. That's 2. That's 3. Here's 4. 5, breathe, exhale on the exertion. 6, find some power so you really get the most out of every rep. That's 8, 2 more. 1 and 2. You can drop one weight off to the side. So this one for me is the most challenging because I have that opportunity for growth in the upper body. So if you're with me, take a big breath, reset, recalibrate. And let's begin. Press it out. Curl it up. So as you curl, feel that bracing action in the belly. So you have to anchor the shins to keep from shifting forward or back. That's 3. Curl it up. Bring it in. Here we go. That's 4. Take it out. Create that strong lever arm. And in. That's 5, halfway there. You got it. Curl it up. I know that weight's heavy. I know you're in a challenging weight range in this phase. We are priming the body to move the needle toward our fitness goals in the first half of the cycle. It's that rising arc. That's 8. Take a breath if you need to. Here we go. That's 9. I'm struggling with you. These are real workouts for real women with real cycles. That means it doesn't always look perfect. It's about progress over perfection. So you might notice in this prime phase that you're sweating more quickly. Maybe you're warming right after the warm-up. You're already kind of building that sweat. And we do have faster recovery times. So we've got that efficient cooling, faster recovery, so we can get away with pushing just a little bit harder. Let's come into our final round. Renegade rows, 10 reps. Here we go. Take it back and back. March the arms, elbows to hips. That's 4. Shoulders and hips square. You have to really engage the belly to keep that stability in your plank position. Try not to let the hips hike up or dip down. Last 2. Here we go. And rest. Coming into our hip thrust next. So we'll rack the weights on the shoulders. Come into your kneeling position. It's a hip hinge and extension. Here we go. Take it back. Drive it up. Find that exhale. That's 2. You can even pick up the pace. So this is a time where we might experiment with a little bit of power to prepare us for the performance phase that comes next. That's 8, 9, and 10. Drop one weight to the side. We're coming into our final round of the front press with a curl. Grab your weight, squeeze the ends of that dumbbell, brace the belly, hug the elbows into the center. Here we go, 10 reps. Take it out, curl it up, out, and back down. This is a longer range of movement, so our reps take longer than the previous 2 exercises. So stay with it. Use your breath. 4. Here we go. Hug it in. Here's 5. Slow and controlled. Try not to let your torso swing. I can feel that creeping in for me as I get tired. Here we go. 6. Press the tops of your feet to anchor the shins. 7. Curl it in, back, and down. Here's 8. Breathe through the exertion and back. Here's 9. Last one, and then we're done with this circuit. Here we go. Press it out. Take it up, out, and in. Excellent, excellent job there. You can set your weights off to the side. We have about a minute, maybe a little bit longer to rest. Come up to standing very carefully. Just be mindful of your blood pressure, that we're not creating any dizziness. So just kind of come up slowly, gather your breath here. So in and out through the nose where possible to kind of bring the intensity back down. As you continue resting, you might stretch out the shoulders. You might just circle the hips. I'll demonstrate our next movement pattern. So you have the movement tutorial. I won't break these down in too much detail, but we'll just walk through. Our first movement is the dumbbell deadlift, hip hinge, and come up. Second movement is the front squat. We squat it down and drive it up. Third movement is that strict press. We take the weights overhead and back down. So we have, just like the first circuit, 10 reps of each exercise. We're completing this circuit 3 times through. So we'll take a few more deep breaths, maybe reaching it up, stretching the sides of the waist. When you find that your breathing is back to normal, meaning you can breathe in and out through the nose, you're not having that gasp or that need to use mouth breathing for additional oxygen, that's when you know you've recovered. So we can come back in to our next circuit. Grab your weights. I'm going to switch to heavier weights just for the lower body isolation work, and then to the medium set for the strict press. Let your feet be parallel. Lift the hip points toward the low ribs. Stretch up through the heart, soften the shoulders. Here we go, 10 reps. It's a hip hinge, dumbbell deadlift. Tap the weights to the outsides of the feet and extend up. That's 1. That's 2. Find the power. 3. That's 4. That's 5. Here we go. 6. Find that power in the legs. 7. Entire posterior chain. 8. Working for you here. Last one. And 10. We'll take the weights now to that shoulder rack position. So they're on the meaty part of the front of the shoulder. Toes are turned slightly out. Heels are slightly in. It's a front squat. We take it down. Drive through the heels. That's 1. That's 2. Breathe in and out. That's 3. Find that forceful exhale through pursed lips. That's 5. That's 6. Connect to your breath. Listen to it. Map that rhythm. That's 8. That's 9. And 10. So in these prime workouts, you want to be at that 10 rep range. You want to be finding the challenge in those last few reps. So it should feel hard. It should feel like if you can't keep going forever. So we're not in the endurance zone. We're in kind of that zone of hypertrophy where we're trying to lay down new muscle tissue. That means creating a stimulus that then allows our body to adapt. So the stimulus has to be challenging. It has to kind of promote that adaptation that we're looking for, the additional muscle. So you can hear it in my breath with the heavier set of weights. Those last few reps, definitely challenging. You definitely have to focus more on form and engagement. So that can help tell you where you are in your weight selection, if you maybe need to go up or dial it back. Coming into the strict press next, I'm going to be taking this in the narrow grip since I have a slightly heavier weight selection than I might use for this exercise. We're going to brace the belly by bringing hip points and low ribs together. Stretch out through the chest. Take it overhead, strict press, 10 reps. Here we go. 1 and down. 2 and down. Here we are. 3. See if you can get the arms behind the ears without arching the lower back. This is 5. Press it up and down. That's 6. Brace the belly. So this is whole body work here. You're using the belly to stabilize. Here's 8. You got it. So the last few reps should feel hard, and they do. That's 9. And 10. Excellent, excellent work. Can set that lighter weight off to the side if you're switching back to the heavier load for round 2. We're coming into the dumbbell deadlift. Grab your weights. Set up your strong starting point. So low belly is integrated, shoulders are relaxed. Let's get 10 reps of a dumbbell deadlift. Here we go. Tap it down, hip hinge, and drive up. So crown to tail, move as a unit. We're bending and folding the body in half at the hip creases. There's 5. Find your breath. Long spine. 6. That's 7. Feel the backs of the legs firing. That's 8. 9. And 10. Definitely some challenge in those last few reps. I'm going to take a quick grip break. One thing with lower body, working with dumbbells, your grip does tend to fatigue quickly. So we're strengthening with each new session, but take grip breaks as you need to, especially if you're working with heavier weights. Grab those weights. Let's bring them up to the shoulders. We've got our front squat now. Toes are out, heels are in. Let's get 10 quality reps. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Drive it up. That's 1. That's 2. Make sure your belly is braced so you're not feeling this in the lower back. That's 4. Chest is elevated. 5. Keep that deep belly breath. 6. 7. Just 3 more. These last 3 are where you should be, flirting with that edge. 2 and 1. Excellent job. That's round 2. Set your weights down. Take a quick grip break. And we'll come into our strict press. Second round. When you're ready, pick up your weights. Come into position. So you want the lower belly brace so that you can take the weights overhead safely. I'll demonstrate this one from the side so you can see how there's no movement in the lower back. It's all isolation work in the upper body. Tailbone curls gently towards the inner heels. And let's begin. Take it overhead. 1. We're here for 2. So notice there's no arching in the lower back, and that makes it so much harder for the shoulders because there's no cheating. There's no compensating with mobility in the lower back. Here's 5. Hitting the challenge a little bit early here. 6. Take a breath. Pause if you need to. 7. 3 more. Here we go. 8. You got this. 9. And last one. Big breath. 10. Set those weights down. So pay attention to the in-between moments, the moments where you're setting the weights down and picking them up. And make sure that you're applying as much care to those in-between as you are to the actual exercises, to your quality reps. How you do anything is how you do everything. So we use that thread throughout each practice so that we're not risking injury or pulling something by simply throwing the weights down or dropping them or losing that integration. So grab your heavier set if you have it. We're coming into our final round of the dumbbell deadlift. Feet are parallel, nice long spine. Let's get 10 quality reps. Here we go. Hip hinge and drive. That's 1. That's 2. Here's 3. 4. 5. Stay with me. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Last one there. Again, I'm going to take a quick grip break in between. And don't sweat it. If you need to move your pace faster, maybe you're in a different weight range, or if you need to slow it down, by all means, please do so. These workouts that have a prescribed rep scheme are a little bit challenging in the guided fashion because there's unique pace, unique breath, unique rhythm for everyone. So please take it at your own pace. If you need to hit the pause button, that's always there. It's always available to you. And if you need to speed it up, by all means, you can have that option as well. Coming into our front squat next, grab those weights, bring them up to your shoulders. We've got 10 quality reps. Brace the belly, make sure you're in your strongest starting position, and let's begin. Take it down, drive it up, squeeze at the top. 2, here we go. press through the feet to create that mind-muscle connection. That's 4. So we drive the mat apart and then together. That's 6. Here we go. 7, there's the challenge. I feel it creeping in. 8. That's 9. And 10. Definitely feeling those last few reps just as they should be. That's where our growth is. So it's in that last little bit of work where we hit the challenge and we can move through. That's signaling the adaptation that we're looking for. Especially in this low hormone phase, we have that higher recovery, we have quicker access to carbs. So now is the time to prime the body for our next level, our performance phase. So this is challenging, and then we hit peak performance next. So we follow the arc, the energetic arc that's happening on the inside. We map our workouts onto that arc. Strict press coming at you. 10 more reps. This is the last exercise of this circuit. Let's begin. Take it up. So again, lower body, totally stationary, only moving the arms. That's 3. You got this. 4, working on shoulder mobility and strength. 5, here we are. 6, here's 7, 8, last couple reps here. 9, all the way up. If you hit your failure point, that's the end of this set. And 10. So as we work with kind of the more challenging weight range, stretch it out as we rest here. As we work into those more challenging rep schemes and weight selections, you might hit that failure point, so the point where you can't quite complete a quality rep. If you hit that point, that is the last rep for that set. So that is kind of your boundary, your intelligent edge that we don't want to push beyond because we risk injury. So if you hit that point, I was almost there, where you can't quite eke out one more rep, then just pause. That can be the end of that set. So before we begin our next circuit, just give a little bit of a stretch. Again, maybe some rotation, maybe some standing cat and cow to free the low back. Just anything that feels good here that allows your heart rate to come back down before we start the split leg work. So for the split leg work, I'm coming into the medium set of weights, simply because we're incorporating the upper body and I want to be able to maintain expert form throughout. So that's kind of the selection that you want for the split leg set for these different exercises. So we're coming into our split squat. Grab your weights. I'm starting with the right leg forward here. And remember, we're doing our split squat with the upright row. So we take it down and then row at the top. We've got 10 reps here. Shoulders are over the hips. We just move the spine straight up and down. Here we go. Take it down and up. That's 1. Down and up. That's 2. Make sure the shoulders are externally rotating. 3. And the elbows are in that neutral bend. 4. Here we go. 5. Down and up. That's 6. Down and up. 7. 8. That's 9 and 10. Take it down this time. Release your back knee to the mat. Set one weight off to the side. And then we're taking a single weight in both hands. Come into your nice half kneeling position. We take that weight down to the back hip. We're going to brace the belly, hug the energy of the legs to the midline. Even though we're in the split leg position, squeeze to the center, and then we rotate, wood chop. Here we go, 10 reps. That's 1. Down and 2. Back down. Here's 3. Breathe on the exertion. Exhale. That's 5. Try not to swing the upper body. That's 7. Keep the chest upright. That's 8. 9. And that's 10. Set that weight down mindfully, carefully. Slowly come up to standing. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to take the left leg forward. This time our split squat adds a hammer curl. Take a big breath. And then grab your weights when you're ready. Come into position, split squat. Shoulders are over the hips. We take it down. Squeeze the elbows into the sides, hammer curl. Squat it down, hammer curl. Find that added engagement at the top by squeezing the biceps. That's 3. That's 4. Try not to swing the elbows out. That's 6. I know you're feeling it. 7, especially in the legs after that last circuit. 8, 9, and 10. Take that back knee down. Set one weight off to the side. We'll take the other weight into both hands for our wood chop exercise. So press the back shin down. Hug the legs to the midline. Keep the chest and heart lifted. We take that weight down behind us. 10 reps. Here we go. Rotate. Keep the upper body still. 2. Feel the obliques. 3. 4. This is such a functional movement pattern. 5. To keep you strong in rotation. 6. Can help protect the spine and increase range of motion. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Just like that, round 1 is complete. Slowly come up to standing, shake it out. We're coming into our second round now, split squat with an upright row. Grab your weights, slowly, carefully. Find your split squat stance, shoulders over the hips, nice straight spine. Here we go, take it down. Upright row, that's 1, down and up, that's 2. You can always alternate sides if the weight gets too heavy. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 8, last 2, 9, and 10. Set those weights down. So total body work sometimes can be a challenge because if you have the weight selection that brings challenge to the lower body, it will be incrementally more challenging in the upper body. So I was feeling that there in those upright rows. I know you are too. Let's bring one weight in both hands. Find your strong, stable, half kneeling position. Take that weight down to the back hip and rotate. 10 reps. Here we go. That's 1. We're not swinging the weight. 2, with momentum, but with strength and power. 3, 4. So you're engaging the obliques. 5, side channels of the waist and spine, alive and awake. 6, 7, 8, you got this. Drive from deep in that back hip. 9, and 10. Set the weight down carefully. I know these rotating elements with the added weight, super challenging, something you might feel tomorrow, but it's something that helps remind us to stand up tall, to elevate, to extend the spine. We're coming into our second round on the second side. It's a split squat with a hammer curl. Let's get ready into position and begin. Take it down and curl. That's 1. Down and curl. 2, 3. That's 4. Stay strong and steady. Elbows hugging into the sides. That's 7. That's 8, hitting my threshold for the upper body here. 9 and 10. Excellent job. Set those weights down. Off to the side. Grab one weight in both hands. Wood chop exercise. Here we go. Take that weight down to your back hip. Let's rotate. 10 reps. That's 1. And down. Nice straight arms. 2. And down. Slow and smooth. 3. Drive the power from that back hip and through the trunk. 4. So you feel your right side waist really engaged. 5. That's 6. 7. Just 3 more. 3. 2. Focus on that next best rep. And 1. Bring it down nice and slow. We're entering our final round of this circuit, getting ready for a split squat with upright row. So especially as we get close to the end, just focused on that next quality rep. Try not to get caught up in how much is left or how far there is to go, but just one rep at a time. Let's begin. Take it down. Upright row. 1. Down and up. That's 2. Remember, you can always alternate sides. 3. That's 4. Especially as the weights get heavy. That's 6. 7. 3 more here. 3. Count them back. 2 and 1. Excellent job. Come into your half kneeling position. One weight sets off to the side. Collect your breath. I know you're feeling this too. We are in the home stretch. Grab your weight in both hands. Find that firm stance in the lower body. And let's begin. Take it to the back hip and rotate. 1. Back and rotate. That's 2. That's 3. We're here. 4. And 5. This is the last one of these exercises on this side. 6. 4 more. Count them back. 4. I know your arms are tired. 3. Your belly is burning. 2. But you have quality form. Slow and smooth. 1. All the way up and all the way down. Come up. Switch sides. Take a breath. Shake it out. We have 2 more exercises left in this circuit. We do have an optional core finisher at the end, but I'll walk you through that when the time comes. Grab your weights, split squat with a hammer curl on the second side. Nice straight spine. Here we go. Take it down. Curl it up. That's 1. Down and up. That's 2. Find your breath. In and out. That's 5. 6. Not swinging the weights. Slow and controlled. 7. 8. Hitting that challenge in the upper body. 9. And 10. Slowly come down. You can set one weight off to the side. And we have our final wood chop exercise. Take a big breath. Shift your mindset if you need to. We're just here for 10 reps. Bring that weight to the back hip and let's rotate. Here we go. We'll count them back. 10. 9. Slow and smooth. 8. You got this. 7. Next quality rep. 6. 5. Here we are. 4. Last 3. 3. Stay strong. 2. I'm working with you. And 1. Excellent job. Very slowly transition back up to standing. Take a few breaths. Really stretch out those shoulders, those arms. And you have the option now of moving into a quick 5-minute core finisher where we have different plank variations that will hold for a minute each. But if you're feeling like you are complete with this workout, you can use the timestamps in the description of these videos to skip ahead to the cool down. So make your choice and let's head there now. You have decided to stick it out for an extra 5 minutes for this core finisher. Well done with that workout. We're going to be coming into plank up downs first for 1 minute. So we come into our plank position and we'll lower to forearms and then press back up in 3, 2, 1. Let's take it down, down, and then press up and up. The key here, try not to let the shoulders and hips pop open. We're alternating sides as we come down and back up. Down, down, press it up and up. Here we go. Keep the belly braced by hugging hip points and low ribs together and keep your legs active. So really press straight and strong through the heels all the way back. I know you're feeling it in the shoulders and in the belly after that total body workout. It was some challenging effort, some serious work that you put in this priming phase, priming the body for that first half of the cycle, the strong work that lies ahead. We're here for just 5 more seconds. Stay strong. And then we're moving right into side plank. So I'm going to take this on the forearm to get more of a base of support. We're dipping the hips down and lifting up. Dipping down and back up. You can take that top arm overhead or straight up, or maybe let it rest on the hip. Here, we're trying to create as much space between your body and the mat as possible by pressing up and dipping down. Here we go. After those wood chop exercises, I know your obliques are talking to you. So stay with it. If you need to, you can simply take out the dip and hold, or keep that dynamic movement up and back down. Up and down. Shoulders stay stacked. Keep the heart elevated. Try not to collapse in the shoulders. Last 3, 2, and 1. We'll transition onto the back for dead bug. So knees are bent at 90, directly over the hips, not too far forward or too far back. Arms reach. We take opposite arm, opposite leg, back to center. Keep the lower back moving towards flat on the ground. So we have that natural lumbar curve, but we're bracing the belly to keep this movement effective and safe, to keep the core integrated. Again, try not to let the knees come too far forward. So you want those knees directly over the hips so that the belly stays engaged the entire time. Taking the lever arms away and then back to center. So we expand and then we gather to the center. If you can, again, keep anchoring the low back into the mat, but without kind of crushing it. And then we switch sides, side plank now on the other side. Press it up. Again, you can have your hand on the hip or maybe reaching overhead. We dip it down. Press it up. This side is fresh now after the dead bugs. So hopefully your shoulder is feeling refreshed and strong. Again, creating as much space as you can between your body and the floor. So create that nice, strong arc. The arch, or this arcing shape, one of the strongest in nature. We see it in nature as a stable base of support, and we have that in the spine. We have that beautiful shape, that architecture in our own body. So let's use it here. Up and back down. After this, going straight into a 1-minute plank hold. So as you're ready, we'll close it off with 1-minute plank. Shoulders are over the wrists, and we're driving through the heels to engage the legs, and then create some magnetism. So hug the heels of the hands and the ball mounds of the feet together. You should feel that little bit of tremble in the low belly. Can you stretch the heart forward? Can you drop the hips into alignment without dipping? So they stay in that nice straight axis from the crown all the way to the heels. Micro bend in the elbows so we're not collapsing into the elbow joint. Hug the eyes of the elbows to the midline. So you engage the arms. This is whole body work here. And the perfect way to top off our total body workout. And breathe. We're here for 10 more seconds. Stay with me. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Let the knees come down, shake out the hips, and then slowly step one foot and then the other to rise all the way up to standing. That is our core finisher. Hopefully it feels like just the right amount to complete your practice for today. And now we will move into our cool down mode. Now that you have completed your total body workout, let's shift into cool down mode. So we're going to alternate side to side lunge here, maybe with a tap, just allowing the body to slowly come back down to a more neutral place. So if you found after that last little bit of work that your heart rate is still very elevated, we use this movement to kind of bridge the gap, to guide the heart rate back down. So we're twisting here in this nice side lunge before we come into our static stretches in 3, 2, and 1. So come up, let the feet stay nice and wide, reach the arms overhead, and then we'll slowly fold over the legs, being mindful to keep the head level with the heart and hips. So we don't want any abrupt changes in blood pressure here. Shift the weight forward into the ball mounds of your feet and just kind of shift the hips side to side to really feel that stretch in the inner thighs and the groin. And then we'll start to turn over that right leg. Bring your back knee down, come into a low lunge. Reach the arms up and overhead, side bend, right hand to the right hip. Left arm reaches up and over. Big breath in and a slow breath out. Bend deeply into that right knee, stretch the back hip flexor. And then let your hands touch down inside the right leg. Straighten that right leg any amount. Fold over that right leg, let the head and neck relax. Curl the right toes toward the right shin. And we'll slowly come through center. Take the right knee back into a kneeling position. We'll come into kneeling cat-cow. So hands are behind the head, open through the heart, and then round in. So bringing the chin to chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, open it up. Press your head into your hands, lift up through the heart, and round. Slowly come back through center. Inhale, lift it up. Last one like this. And round it in. Take your hands back to the mat. This time step your left foot forward between your hands. Reach your arms up. Left hand to the left side waist. Stretch it up and over. Come back up through center. Shift the weight forward so that you can feel that hip flexor stretch. Hands to the inside of left foot. Straighten the left leg any amount. Bow your gaze, your head and your neck inward. Round into the upper back. Hug the left toes toward the left shin. And slowly come out. Take that left knee to join the right. Coming into puppy pose. So nice, softened puppy pose here. Stretch your arms out in front. Hips are over the knees. You can bring your heart, belly, chest, maybe even the chin to the earth. Sway your hips side to side, wagging your tail. Really press through the hands and find some traction under the arms and the armpits, the shoulders. Then we'll slowly rise up, threading the needle here. So we'll open the right arm out to the side, stretch the fingertips skyward. And then we take that right arm under, bring the right ear to the mat. Spider the left fingertips, rotate the heart open. You might wrap that left arm around, find a bind. And then tone the low belly, slowly come up, bring that right hand to the mat. Left arm is at the lower back. And take your right ear to your right shoulder, neck stretch. Especially after moving all that weight around. From here, we'll take the left arm open, twist, and then thread that left arm under the right. Bring your left ear to the mat, spider the right fingertips, spin the heart open. Once again, finding that half bind here, right forearm to the lower back, maybe reaching for the left hip crease. And slowly start to press up, neck stretch, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Square the shoulders down towards the earth. Feel that deep stretch in both sides of the neck. Release your right hand down, cat and cow. Spine, so stretch the spine up and back, and then round in from the tail, curl under, chin to chest, press through your hands. Inhale, re-extend. Big breath, and exhale, slow it down. So see if you can lengthen the exhales so that they're longer than the inhales. Big breath here. And last one, round it in. From here, we're going to lower onto the belly, bring your arms to T. Right ear comes to the mat. And then we'll bend the left knee, roll to the right side, right hip, and touch your left toes behind you. So as best as you can, keeping the shoulders planted on the mat, just allowing the lower body to twist into scorpion pose here. letting that top leg be heavy, just resting. And then we'll slowly switch sides. So you can bring your opposite ear to the mat, this time bending the right knee and taking that right foot behind the left leg. Breathing here into the lower back. So expanding the belly so much that you start to feel that, that opening in the lower back towards the sacrum. And slowly come back through center. Sway the hips side to side, windshield wiper your legs. And we will slowly press back up to tabletop. Again, swaying the hips, equalizing both sides of the body. Step one foot forward and then the other. And bone by bone, we'll roll all the way up to standing. Let's enjoy a huge breath together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sigh it out. That is your total body cool down after your total body strength workout. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this workout, for joining me for this series of movement practices, and for letting your body be moved.